Come on in, everyone. Come on in because finally, on this Ready to Love Season 8 episode now, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to be here a minute, y'all. We're going to be here a minute, and it's just going to be one long video. I'm not going to break it up. Later on during the week, when they drop those exclusive videos, I'm going to do some videos for that. Looks like they already did drop a few on Janelle and Quinton. But come on in because we got a lot to talk about. So we're going to start off and talk about the fact that if you didn't think there was no cliques before, the way they rolled up to this retreat, you should know that there's cliques. You should know that there are cliques. We got the one group over here, the rest in your femininity crew. I'm going to call them Aries, Lee, and Katarina. That's going to be the rest in my femininity crew. And then we got the pull-up crew. We got the ready to fight crew. And that's going to be a Janelle, Jessica, and we're going to throw Sierra in there because even though Sierra hasn't shown no fight in her, she kind of like the hype. She kind of like the hype man for the crew. She like to throw in them jokes. She had a few today. I tell you, she going to tell some jokes. Most of them are not going to be funny, but every once in a while she going to tell a few that are funny, but it ain't going to get her out the friend zone. She may be funny. She may get people to laugh, but she ain't gonna get no man. I'm telling you, Sierra, you need to drop them jokes when it comes to wanting to be with a man that you want a romantic interest with. Because although you made me laugh a couple of times this episode, but if you want to get a man, you're gonna need to drop them jokes. She said she been with a woman before, so maybe I don't know. Maybe that interests a woman. She says she don't want to bring that person home to her mama. Plus, she can't get pregnant by him. Sierra's all over the place. So we got the rest of your femininity crew. We got the pull-up crew. And then we got Lion Mario. You know, I kind of feel like I've been vindicated this episode. Because, you know, y'all, I come on here and speak my mind, whether people agree with me or not. And I love to hear disagreements. I love to hear different people's points of view. But last week I was telling y'all that, you know, Janelle is insecure. Janelle is very insecure. I said that she's got body issues, body complex. I don't know if she grew up with it. I said that she was probably bullied when she was young. I don't have the full story because she ain't been on Kojo yet. When she goes on Kojo and he really start peeling back them layers and get into that mind, I'll figure it out. But all I had to go off of, I said last week, she's insecure. She's got body issues. She was probably bullied when she was younger. That's also what makes her a bully. And I said she's a jealous person. And I had a lot of people disagree with me. I did. I had one person vehemently disagree with me last week. And I just said, okay, if you don't think Janelle is insecure, okay, I'm okay with that. But this girl showed her whole insecure butt on this show. Whole insecure butt. And you see, she didn't want to do that step class. Why? Is a step part of the occult? Is stepping part of the occult? I want all my religious people. Last week I was told yoga was part of the occult. Tarot cards part of the occult. Anytime Janelle has to get her heart rate up, she says it's part of the occult. So what was her excuse this week for not wanting to do no step class? And then Lion Mario. Woo! People been getting on me about Lion Mario. I've been on Mario all season long. And I hope people got it this episode. I hope people understand and see just how much Mario lies and how much he presents a completely different person than who he is. I call that a lie. When you sit in front of my face and tell me you one person, but you a completely different person, I'll call that a lie. And I don't know who Mario thinks he is. If he's a pastor, is he a teacher? I don't know if he wants to be the smartest person in the room. But let me tell you, I'm so sick of Mario. And did y'all see that part where Mario was out there exercising, jumping rope with Quinton? Boy, go sit down and go eat a hamburger like we know you do. Go sit down and eat a hamburger, a chicken wing, or ask Jessica again, can you bring me a leg? Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. But let's start from the beginning. And like I said, the two crews rode deep up in here. We had in one car, Katarina, Lee, and Aries in one car. And we had Jessica, Janelle, and Sierra in the other car. And they rolled up here, three deep in a car. Well, we got East Side versus West Side. Rest in your feminine versus I'll pull up on you, MF and B's. Well, as soon as the ladies got to the house, Phil made a bee run to Aries, gave her a nice warm embrace. I'm gonna say something else people are not gonna want to hear. Aries don't want Phil. Aries don't like Phil long term. I'm sorry to tell y'all, Aries does not like Phil. Have you heard Aries one time give Phil a compliment? Phil is up here once again, rubbing feet, giving hugs, kisses, warm embraces, making her feel like Queen of Namibia. And I challenge you all, tell me a time when you heard Aries really give Phil any real compliments. You ain't heard it. Aries is here to receive. I said this on my first, maybe second review of Aries. I know what Aries is here for. She's ready to receive. I'm still waiting to hear how Aries sees marriage. She's already been married and divorced twice. I want to hear how she sees marriage. Because right now, I see, when I talk about these resting your femininity women, Lee, Aries, and Katarina, I think also talked about it. I want to hear what they're giving in exchange for that resting their femininity. That's what I hear. Because I hear a whole lot of people talking about what I deserve, what I need. And I'm all for that. I'm all for resting your femininity, making sure that a man treats you, dotes on you. But I also want to hear what you're doing for that man. And I hear a lot of people asking on the Resting Femininity crew, but I really don't know what they're providing and what they're giving. All I hear a lot of people saying they're just giving their essence. Just me, period. Just me, period. That's what I'm giving. Just me, period. You know how expensive it is to cover a woman out here in the world? And all you bring in is your essence? Girl. But we're going to get in that too. But I'm sorry to tell y'all that Aries, she's not interested in Phil long term. Aries has figured out what I figured out. And that is Phil, although he is sweet, he seems like a nice guy. He seems like he would really, really care for Aries in a nice, sweet way. I don't think he's where she wants him to be financially to give her the type of resting in her femininity that she wants. I saw a little bit of the interview with Crystal Lexo with Phil, and he's moving again. We called him Unstable Phil maybe a week ago, and he was on Crystal Lexo with boxes packed up again, talking about I'm moving again. He's unstable. He changes jobs. He changes living situation. He moves around a lot. And I'm not saying that makes him a bad person. What I'm looking at is he a good fit for Aries? And I'm going to say that I don't think he is. I don't think he has enough stability for her. And I don't think that she can fully rest in her femininity the way she wants to. With Phil, she might can sit down for a second or two, but she can't fully rest. She might get a power nap, but she can't really go to sleep and rest. You know, there's different stages of resting, right? You know, you got a power nap for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or I just need to sit down for about a minute or two, or I can really rest. I can close my eyes, go to sleep, and not have to think about nothing. That's what these women want to do. These women want to sit down, lay down, go to sleep, not have to think about nothing. They want to get into a deep sleep in their femininity. Phil with Aries, she might can sit down and rest her feet for maybe about 5 minutes, and she gonna have to get back up, go back out there in the world and make some money and bring some money in. That ain't no real rest. Then you got Katarina on the balcony talking to Mario, talking about giving him a hug, talking about I'm so glad to spend time with you. Girl, no you ain't. Katarina over here trying to rope Mario in so that Mario will vote for her. She know he part of the mean girl crew over there. The pull-up crew. I'm gonna call him the pull-up crew. She knows that he's part of the pull-up crew. And Katarina said, I'm coming into this reunion. I'm coming into this retreat. And I'm going for some of these men that are aligned with the pull-up crew. She says, I'm going to go ahead and go in on Mari. And I'm going to go in on Quinton. I ain't scared. Katarina said, I ain't scared. Lee and Aries over there sitting with their mouths closed. Lee and Aries says, I ain't fighting. I ain't no fighting person. But Katarina says, I don't like to fight. She says she ain't never had no fight. But she says, you ain't going to run over me like this, Janelle and Jessica. You ain't going to run over me. I'm coming in your backyard and I'm going to play with your men right in your own backyard. And Lee and Aries over there sitting with their mouths closed. This whole retreat was hilarious. Tommy with him little off-putting jokes talking about, yeah, we all here in the retreat and you know the bedroom's right over there if you guys want to go in it. Tommy, what are you, a pimp now? What are you, a pimp? You shouldn't be. What is he talking about? I don't even know if I like Tommy as the host no more. I don't think he has anything. Now that I've been watching this other show, The One, and I saw Kirk Franklin and Tammy Franklin as the host, they way better than Tommy. Because that joke right there was not a good joke, Tommy. It was not a good one at all. Sarah said, what you talking about, Tommy? I thought this was ready to love, not ready to have no kids. Sarah knows she want a baby. Sarah knows that if somebody offered her the chance, let's go on here in this room and make a baby real quick, Sarah would be like, okay, I'll do it. Woo, she right. This ain't ready to love, but it is ready to fight because there's a whole lot of fighting going on in this show. And let me tell you, if it wasn't for, the Katarina and the rest of your femininity crew were walking away from Janelle, there would have been some punches thrown up in here because Janelle's ready to fight, like really fight out in the street. She really made herself look foolish. She really made herself look foolish. Now we know why Janelle can't keep no man past 6 months. Janelle told us on that IG rant she did that most of her relationships don't last more than 6 months. And like I told y'all from the very beginning, Janelle makes a very, very good first impression, first date. But after that, she loses it. She can't keep it together. She can't keep it together. She over here fighting over Quinton already. He's a personal trainer. What would she do in real life? Quinton is going to be with women all day long as a personal trainer. And Janelle already here acting a fool on this retreat. He can't do nothing. He can't walk around with no shirt on. He can't have a 5-minute conversation with no woman. Damn, he can't even go outside. And somebody trying to tell me Janelle's not insecure, please. Janelle is what insecurity looks like. She is the epitome of what insecurity looks like. She is the epitome of what a person looks like that has body issues, problems. I'm telling you everything. It's written all over here. Mean girl, everything. I don't want nobody dropping down in my comments this week defending Janelle. Because all I'm going to say, if you drop down in my comments this week defending Janelle that she's not insecure, I'm just going to respond, okay. Everybody knows I respond to all my comments, all of them. But if you really try to convince me that Janelle is not insecure and that she's not a mean girl and that she's not a bully, I'm just going to write back and reply, okay. You can still write it because I like everybody to comment. I like everybody's voice to be heard. But my response will be, okay. So anybody else reading the comments, when you see my comment that says, okay, that's going to be another person trying to defend Janelle. I'm going to just be like, okay. Jessica said that she's not a PDA person. She doesn't do public displays of affection. We know that, Jessica. We're not even worried about PDA at this time. We're worried about, do you give affection at all? Even in private. That's what I want to know about Jessica. Before we even get to PDA, public displays of affection, Jessica, we want to know, do you give any affection at all, even in private? Because I'm starting to believe that don't even happen in private. And everything Jessica has shown me, I'm starting to believe that she don't even do no affection even in private. Forget PDA. When Jessica said she didn't even want to talk sweet to a man, I knew she had a lot of work to do. I said, girl, you don't even want to talk sweet. Talking sweet is the level 1 of flirting. How do you flirt if you don't talk sweet? Jessica says, I ain't doing shit. I'm not giving no PDA. I'm not giving no affection. I'm not talking sweet. I'm not going to do anything. What kind of man is Jessica looking for? She need to just go get a dog. I know Chris shaded her real back since she's going to be old with a bunch of cats. But I don't know what kind of person you want around when you tell that person, I don't want to talk sweet to you. I'm not going to do no PDA. I'm telling you right now, I don't even know if she's going to do any private PDA. But she was making Mario a plate. Maybe she just going to make you... She said, let me make Mario a plate. What for? He don't even need to be eaten at this point. You should have just brought him a plate of carrots and some celery. And then Jessica was up there lying to us, talking about, I must fix him this plate. And then afterwards, I'm going to see if he wants some dessert. Girl, you ain't serving up no dessert. You are not serving up no dessert. Maybe Mario is rubbing off on Jessica now because Jessica's starting to lie about herself too. Maybe they've been spending too much time together because now we got Lion Marie who likes to lie about himself. Now Jessica's over here trying to make us believe that she really gonna serve up some dessert. How are you serving up dessert and you said you don't even like to talk sweet? Sour dessert, sour patches, something sour. It definitely ain't nothing sweet. It ain't no sweet dessert. it's going to be a sour dessert. But I told y'all last week that Janelle was hooked on Quinton, that she was believing everything he was saying. And people were like, no, no, no. Janelle's just playing the game. No, she's not. Janelle is hooked on Quinton, period. She's really believing Quinton. She's really believing that this personal trainer who's all into fitness, who likes to work out all the time, really would be paired up with a woman who barely wants to step one foot on a stepping thing in Lee's class. She really believes this. A girl who doesn't even want to do yoga. Last time she tried to make it pretend like it was the poses and it was, praying to the gods of the occult. Now she's just saying she don't want to do no exercise at all. And she really believes that a personal trainer who's building a business around this would want to be with a woman like that, who don't even want to bend down and touch her toes. She's believing it. She's believing everything Quinton is saying. She is believing everything Quinton is saying. And I was telling y'all before, Quinton wanted to believe Janelle could be the one. He really did, but he knows she ain't. And this weekend, when she opened up her mouth and she was dropping all them MF bombs and B bombs, and she was acting like the most ghetto person on this show. Please, he was not intrigued. He was not enthused. He was not turned on. He was none of that. Now, trust and believe that Janelle would be the woman that if Quinton was training a woman as a personal trainer, she'd be showing up at the gym, cussing women out. That's what she'd be doing. She, just like she pulled up on Katarina, she would be pulling up on Quinton at the gym when he's training a client and training. She bad for business. Not only is she bad for a relationship, she's bad for business. Quinton says, but he don't like being single. He says he want a woman. He don't like being single. But then we heard that girlfriend over there saying he didn't want no exclusive relationship. So now you're starting to give the definition of single to Quinton. Quinton is saying he doesn't want to be single. He doesn't want to be alone. But that don't mean he don't want multiple women. He said, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be single. I want to have options, multiple people. I believe that. I don't think Quinton wants to be alone. I don't think he likes to be single. But I think he likes to have options. I really, really do. Even Kat says, well, I don't know. You walking around without your shirt on and half naked all the time. That don't jive with you ready to be in a relationship. That's because you read it wrong, Kat. He said he don't like to be single. He didn't say he wanted to be in a monogamous relationship. Those are two different things. You read it all wrong. Just like you said, that little outfit he had on with the apron looked like he was naked underneath. That screamed, I don't want to be single, but I also don't want to be tied down. I understand you, Quinton. I understand exactly where you're going. The problem is Janelle don't understand, because Janelle is flattered by all this attention she's getting from a man who's 10 years younger than her, more fit than her. And she's so flattered by it. She's so flattered by it. So flattered she got in a whole argument with Katarina over if the man should provide. She know Quinton only 1 year into his entrepreneurship. Janelle said, I'm ready to sign up to be the sugar mama. I am ready to sign up for the sugar mama, because if I have to pay for this man, if I have to pay for this muscle man and this young hot thing, this young tenderoni to be my man, I'm willing to do it. How much should I write out the check for? How much should I cash app you? How much should I Venmo you for? She over there yelling and screaming, talking about just because a woman got her own thing, why does that make us masculine? Did nobody ever say that made you masculine because you make money? Who the heck said that? I'm with Katarina. Who said that you're masculine just because you make money? Woo! We said you masculine because you cuss like a sailor. That's what makes you masculine. All that aggression, all that bravado, all that ready to swing some fists, all that cussing like a sailor. That's what I think makes you masculine. Your money don't make you masculine. But that talk does. That talk, that attitude, that aggression, that pulling up on people, that cussing like a sailor. Now that right there, that's some masculine energy. But Aries sitting over there, she said she don't care. Just keep rubbing on my feet, Phil. Just keep rubbing on my feet. Aries is hilarious. I see right through Aries too. I see right through Aries. Katarina knew she was getting under Janelle's skin. She was poking the bear. No pun intended. She was poking the bear. She was like, oh, Quinton, are you taking for it? And Quinton was like, yeah, I am. I am spoken for. Woo! Quinton said, yeah, I'm spoken for. I am spoken for. He didn't want to get nowhere in between Janelle and Katarina. He didn't want to get nowhere in between there one bit. And Janelle said, the boy is mine, the boy is mine, the boy is mine, the boy is mine. She ready for a duet with Monica and Brandy. The boy is mine, the boy is mine, the boy is mine, the boy is mine. At 41 years old. Girl, you way too old for this. You way too old to be fighting 30-year-old women over 30-year-old men. This was pitiful. This was pitiful to watch Janelle act like this. It really was. You talk about a girl who came on this show acting like she was so strong and confident, to now she looked like the weakest one on the show. Janelle really does look like the weakest, most insecure woman on the show. It's pitiful to watch. It really is. Everybody falling all over Quinton. Lee was kind of falling all over Quinton. Janelle talking about they want a nice, strong man who can save them and pick them up. And Quinton can't even swim. Woo! He only can save you if you're on dry land. But if you fall into a lake, a river, or swim, or a pool, or anywhere, or if it rains too hard and floods in your town, y'all in Texas, right? Don't they get floods in Texas? Quinton can't save you because Quinton can't even swim. All them doggone muscles. And if you fall into 5 feet of water, your husband can't even save you. What kind of hero is that? Quinton, you better go learn how to swim. You better go learn how to swim. I'm in California. That's a no-no. Woo, I don't feel safe and protected for a man who can't save me from no body of water. Don't like it one bit. I'm starting to think all Quinton really can do is bench press. I'm telling you, because when he was doing that lead class with the aerobics, he was out of breath. He was out of breath. He couldn't keep up with Lee. So I'm thinking, I don't know if he really is all that fit. When he was doing the yoga, he couldn't stretch. Now I know he can't swim. I don't know, that chicken wasn't looking too good, so I know he can't cook. He's in the first year of entrepreneurship, so he ain't got a lot of money. So what can Quinton do besides bench press 350? Woo! What can Quinton do besides a bench press 350? Because he can't swim. I don't know if he can really cook. He can't stretch in yoga. He done lost his breath in the aerobic class with Lee. Quinton is all hype. All hype. But even though I'm on the pull-up crew, even though I'm digging in deep on the pull-up crew, be honest with you, I don't have no much more for this rest in your femininity crew either, because they got their own set of issues. They got your own set of issues. And I'm going to go back to another video I did on Lee. If y'all don't know by now how egotistical Lee is, if y'all haven't gotten how egotistical Lee is, you missing it again. I tried to tell y'all in them other videos I did, but let me tell you, somebody sent me over here to watch a video with Lee on Instagram. I guess they did a little Instagram video with Lee, Katarina, and Aries was all on there. And Lee couldn't get out the front of the camera. Couldn't nobody else get a word in edgewise. We said Lee was quiet, but I'm going to tell you when Lee speaks up. Lee speaks up when she's ready to talk about herself. Woo! Lee can talk. When Lee is ready to talk about herself, man, you can't shut her up. Because she couldn't shut up on that Instagram video. She couldn't get out in front of the camera. She was all in front of Katarina. Katarina couldn't get a word in. Aries couldn't get a word in. Lee was cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. She couldn't stop talking about herself. This is why Lee and Chris ain't going to go well together. Because Chris knows he's cute and Lee knows she's good looking. And the two of them, I don't know whose ego. These two egos can't fit in one room at the same time. Because we already know Chris got a big ego. Chris got a big ego and Lee got a big ego. And they two egos. Did you see that little exchange they had? When first of all, Lee said what her dream date is. She said her dream date was when they just go somewhere, they don't pack nothing, and they buy everything there. So what, your dream date ain't because of the man? And your dream date isn't where you and that man go, where you go. The dream date is just him buying you a bunch of clothes. Woo! I'm telling you, Lee is shallow. I'm not going to throw materialistic in there, but it normally goes along with it. Lee is shallow, and I'm telling you, she's egotistical. All Lee care about her is herself. She was happy, though. She said Chris has been calling her every single day. Every single day. If you remember, Jessica was complaining because Chris wasn't calling her at all. I think of everybody on the show, it would have been more natural to see more dates with Lee and Chris. But in the end, I don't know if they would work out because they both got big egos. And Lee sat up there and just told Chris, she tried to put him on one of them levels dates again. She was like, I want to go on a date where I don't have to buy nothing and we just buy everything there. Levels, there's levels to dating. I wonder what level that was for Lee. What level was that? Remember when she took Christopher on the date talking about there's levels to dating? I wonder what the date is when you don't have to buy nothing. You don't have to bring nothing. You just buy everything there. I wonder what level that is for Lee. Chris says he likes Lee. She's a go-getter. She's athletic. She's gorgeous. All the things, all the qualities he would want in her, except one quality. He gonna get sick of her talking about herself. He is gonna get sick of talking about herself because he's gonna be like, well, what about me? You need to be talking about me. You need to be pumping me up. Lee gonna be too busy pumping herself up. She ain't gonna have enough to be pumping him up. Like I said, the rest in your femininity crew, they're real clear on what they want from men. But have you heard them say or what they offering besides good looks? Have you heard anything that the rest in your femininity crew is offering besides good looks? Remember, Katarina says she don't even want to have a baby. Katarina says she don't even want to give the man a baby. Barely. So Katarina definitely want a man with money. She want a man to provide, dote on her. But she says, but I ain't busting out no babies for you because I don't want no baby. So she just want him to spend all his money on her. Woo! These women want all their resources. They like, bring me all your resources. Aries says she ain't even gonna cook for the man. Katarina ain't gonna have no baby for the man. Aries ain't gonna cook for the man because she ain't even cooking for her own son. She ain't gonna bust out no more babies for him. Lee ain't offering nothing because Lee gonna sit there the whole time and talk about herself. What are they offering for all this resting? All this resting they want to do in their femininity. What are they offering? Nothing. Who the hell would spend all this money on these women? If I was a rich man and I had a whole lot of money, why would I spend all my money on these women? They're not even offering nothing. They ain't talked about how they're going to do nothing for the man, encourage him, or do nothing. All they talking about is what they want. All they talking about is what they want. Katarina want to rest in her femininity. Aries want her feet rubbed. She want the man to provide, protect for her and her boys. She ain't cooking no dinners. And Lee talking about, I want to go on trips and vacations and I just want to buy everything when I get there. And because there's levels to dating. This shit is funny. Later on in the series, Sarah talking about that we gone from on TV to VH1. Shoot, this is really Comedy Central. I don't even know if we on VH1, Sierra. I'm at Comedy Central right now because this is funny. I think darn near maybe everybody on this series, a whole season, they're all delusional. They're all delusional. They all talking about what they want, but they're not looking at who they are. They all talking about what they want, what they deserve, but none of them are looking at who they are. Lee over here telling Chris, you can get all this. You can get all this if you keep acting right. And Chris looked at her and said, shoot, you can get this if you keep acting right. I told you, these two wouldn't get along. They would not get along because they would be fussing and fighting all day long on who's the prettiest, who's the most deserving, who's the most that got it going on. Please, they will be sitting there all day long looking at each other talking about who's the prettiest, you or me. I know I'm the prettiest. No, I'm the prettiest. That is funny. They would not get along. And then we trying to show us Sierra and Jessica fighting over Maria. Really? Jessica and Sierra fighting over Maria? Maria. For real, y'all. You know as a woman, you done hit rock bottom if you fighting another woman over Maria. Maria ain't worth a fight, period, let alone fighting another woman. Woo, the only fighting you ought to be doing for Mario with Mario is see who can get to the buffet first. Moving Mario out the way so you can get to the buffet before him. Please. I can't believe they are fighting over Mario. Messy Mario. I told y'all in the beginning, he's at the center of every woman going home. He always wants to be the one telling people to go home. I know production probably wants him to do it, but he can say no. He can say no. Remember, I'm going to dial it back for you guys on Mario because I know a lot of you people still don't believe it. You still don't believe it. You remember Mario was the one that had the little problem with Tequila in the beginning. Mario was the one that had the problem with Leanne in the beginning. Leanne was first. Then you had the problem with Tequila. Then he had the problem with Kira. She went home. And now we find out he got the problem with Sierra. Sierra going to be the one that goes home. Maury is a liar, people. Maury is a liar. And do I need to run down all the lies that Maury has told on this show for y'all that still don't believe it? Now we find out that Maury ain't never even been in love. Maury, the teacher, the coach, the one that wants to walk around and talk about he's all ready. How you know you ready? You ain't even never done it. He over here trying to teach everybody else how to be in love, to be who they need to be, and he ain't even never been in love. I know he ain't never been in love. You know why Maury has never been in love? Because he's never presented his real self to any woman, period. We talk about he hasn't allowed himself to fall in love because he's never presented his real self. Maury has been lying his whole life. He's been lying to women. He's been lying to himself. He's been lying to everybody his whole life. So you can't never fall in love. Can't nobody never fall in love with you because they never get to meet the real you. They always meeting this other person. Your representative, somebody who you want to be, not who you are. Remember Maury told us he loves the Lord? Remember he was telling Kira that he loved the Lord? And then he was telling Kira that he's a bedside Baptist and he studies all the time. He walks around with the cross on his neck. He said he was going to be a preacher, but then next thing you know, he's breaking out the tarot cards. He's into the mystical. He's bringing people mystical candles. He's turning over tarot cards. And then he says, after he really started reading the Bible, he realized the Bible wasn't even all that right. How can you go to say you was a preacher and now the Bible ain't right? How can you go from being a Baptist but then talking about you dibble and dabble in tarot cards and fortune tellers? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I guess Mario thinks we're not smart enough to hear his lies and put two and two together. Remember earlier Mario said he wanted to hurry up and get married because he has a young son and he wanted to teach his son how to treat a woman. Remember that? Remember he said that was one of the main reasons why he's here on Ready Love, because he wants to go ahead and start a family real soon because he already got one, but he wants a wife by his side so he can teach his son how to treat a woman. Right after that, he sat on national TV bashing the son's mama, talking about the mama was still cheating on him with the ex-boyfriend. So in one way, you want to teach your son how to treat women, but then you come on TV bashing that same son's mama, talking about she was over there cheating on you with her ex-boyfriend, and then talking about you ain't never dated no woman that was even worthy of you getting married. Do y'all remember that? That there was no woman even worthy for him to marry. But these are the words coming out of Marie's mouth. But yet still, he says he wants to treat his son how to treat women. But if I look at the way he's treating the child's mother, I can say, well, I don't understand, Marie. This ain't lining up. Another lie. Remember he sat there and told Kira, I want a woman that eats healthy. Have we seen Marie eat anything healthy? I remember seeing him eating them chicken wings. He cleaned that whole bone clean. I remember him darn near about to complain to the manager because they put cheese on his hamburger. I remember that. I remember in this episode him telling Jessica, yeah, make me a plate and bring me 2 legs. And then I see him out there jumping rope trying to pretend like he works out all the time. Eat healthy and he works out. Remember he talking about he works out like he goes to therapy. No, he doesn't. There ain't no way Mario works out every day and he looks the way he does. I'm not fat shaming nobody, but I don't want nobody lying to me. Then Mario talking about he don't even wake up till 11:30 or 12. He say his day don't even start until 11:30 to 12. You ain't working out. If your day don't even start till 11:30 or 12, what you trying to tell me? You working out, you working, you doing all this stuff, Mario think we a fool. Mario thinks he a fool. We still don't know what Mario does. Only thing his job says is entrepreneur. What does Mario do besides go to marches? And we know he ain't marching. He ain't going to that many marches. We know he's not going to that many marches. What does Mario do? I know what he does. He's a professional liar. That's what he is. That's his entrepreneurial job. He's a professional liar. Then he's sitting up there telling Sierra what she needs to do so she can be ready to love. She needs to pull back. She needs to open up. She needs to do this. Good advice coming from the wrong person. This is from the man who's masked himself the whole entire time. Nobody don't know who Mario is. We don't even know what he does. Somebody tell me what Mario does down in the comments. Do you know? Do you know? No, you don't know. I know you don't know. He hasn't told us what he does. I don't even know why he's still here. Only because he's aligned with the pull-up crew. That's it. He's been protected by the pull-up crew this whole time. Because if it wasn't for the pull-up crew, I don't even know why he's here. And Sierra, I don't know. Sierra's delusional. Sierra don't see herself at all. She running around talking about, I'm used to pressure. I'm used to pressure. Girl, if you used to this much pressure, you wouldn't be on Ready to Love. If you used to so many men chasing you that you got your pick of the litter, you wouldn't be on Ready to Love. I'm telling you, this show is full of liars. I don't know if they're liars or if they're delusional. I I don't know which one it is, but they definitely don't see who they are. I don't like when people come on the Ready Love looking for a mate, talking about they already got so many options. First of all, it ain't nothing wrong with how you need more options. Just admit it. But you're not already loved because you got a whole lot of options. Sierra's still walking around talking about she's a queen. You need to recognize me as a queen. You need to recognize me as a queen. I'm used to pressure. People ain't coming at me like they should be. Girl, don't nobody owe you nothing. Nobody owes you anything. You talking about I'm just being treated regular out here. I need to be treated special. They trying to treat me like a regular person. I ain't no regular person. I deserve more. I deserve Birkin bags. Well, I don't know. Maybe you're going to have to treat your own self special. Just like you said, you run off and buy your own Birkin bag if your man don't buy it. Maybe you're going to have to treat yourself special, because I don't know where Sierra is getting this whole thing that this is the way the world works out here. Sierra was doing a lot of walking around talking about what she deserved. What she deserved. I'm going to have a problem when people use words like that, especially if they're coming up to me. If a person comes up to me and says, I deserve this, I deserve that, I'm going to say, well, why do you deserve it from me? Okay, why do you deserve it from this man? Maybe you have decided in your life, you've done a lot of things to make yourself a certain person. Obviously, that's what Sierra thinks of herself. That's fine. But people don't owe you nothing. People don't owe you anything. I don't care how much work you've done for yourself. I don't care. If you're doing work for yourself, that is work you should be doing for yourself. But don't come to me and now say, I deserve for you to do this. No. You did that for yourself. You did that for yourself. If I choose to treat you and treat you nice and put you up on a pedestal and dote all over you, I'm doing that as a gift to you. But I don't owe it to you. I don't owe it to you. All I owe to you is respect, to treat you respectful and not treat you like the gum on the bottom of my shoe. But I don't deserve, I don't owe you no special treatment. I don't care how much you've done in the world. I don't owe you. See, this is what I don't like about the word deserve, because then what happens is when I do treat you special, you don't look at it as special, because what you look at it as is you deserve it. That I should be doing it for you because you deserve it. That you've done all these things. What have you done to deserve anything from a person you don't know? Okay, you don't even know these people. You haven't done nothing for them for you to say that you deserve something extra from them. No, you haven't earned that. Now, if I'm in a marriage and I have done things for my husband, or my husband has done things for my wife, and I have treated him special, then of course you can say, hey, I deserve equal treatment. If I'm doing these nice things for you, then in return, I deserve for you to treat me the same way. But how is Sierra just walking around meeting men talking about I deserve extra special treatment? This sounds just like Lee, talking about what I deserve. I deserve levels of dating. Why? I'm just getting to know you. I don't know you. You've done nothing for me. You've done nothing special for me either. We're just getting to know each other. So all of a sudden, I deserve to treat you like a queen after just meeting you? Woo! These people around here are delusional. And Sierra is walking around here like another person, walking around talking about what she deserves. Deserves from who? What have you done for someone else that all of a sudden they deserve to do the same thing in return to you? Like I said, beyond respecting a person, why do I owe you anything already and I just barely know your name? Sierra over here, come on, she got beef. She barely want to be here. And then Lee talking about, I don't want to be here at all. Did y'all catch that with Lee? Lee was like, she don't even want to be here at all. She said she really didn't even need to spend this weekend with you people. Lee says, I'm above all this. I am above all this. I don't need to be here at all. You remember that day with Muffin? Muffin said she don't want to go nowhere. She said she barely want to leave her house. The only time Lee really got anything to say is, like I said, when she's talking about herself or when she's standing up in front of a class and everybody's looking at her and saying, oh, Lee, you so beautiful. You so wonderful. Your class is so wonderful. If she ain't up on a podium, she don't want to be there. If she ain't up on a pedestal, a podium, or a stage, Lee don't want to be there. Then when they were sitting around asking all these questions, that's when the shit hit the fan. And as soon as they asked that question about, do you believe in gender equality? I don't know what it was talking about. Are genders equal or whatever you said? And then Chris stood up and said, I don't believe men and women are equal. Aren't they in the same fraternity? Aren't they in the same fraternity with the fraternity where they do the shimmying? Woo, that came out wrong, Chris. That came out wrong. You should have stuck with the line you've been saying all season. I believe that I should just protect, provide, and provide for a woman, and a woman shouldn't have to work. You should have stuck with that, because the minute when you said, I don't think men and women are equal, that's when Jessica broke off that look again. You ever notice Jessica's face when somebody says something she don't like? She crunched up her face. Woo, he walked into the lion's den. He walked into the lion's den, and we already know that Janelle is always waiting at the door of a lion's den. And the minute you step a toe into that lion's den, she gonna be all over you. Chris tried to clean up. He tried to clean up. First, he was trying to say women can't lead nothing. They can't even be a manager at a job. Woo, I don't know if there are any women working with Chris. I don't know if there are any women working with Chris, but now you know what he thinks about you. You ain't no good manager, because he says you don't know how to manage because you're too emotional. Woo, Chris, you took it too far on that one, Chris. You took it too far. Like I said, you should have just stuck with you want to be the provider in your house. You shouldn't have taken it from the house to the working world, to the real world. That's what you should have done. You should have said you just want to be the leader in your house. You want to be the provider and the protector. But what you did was you took the conversation from your house, you took it out in the real world and started talking about, yeah, they can't even be no leaders at work in society, period. Woo, you took it from you wanted to be the leader in your house to saying now women aren't capable of leading nowhere in the whole society because they're too emotional. Oh, Lord have mercy. Chris, first of all, we was talking about you and saying you had a lot of emotion. We was talking about you and saying there was some situations when you had a lot of emotion, and now you talking about the women are too emotional. Chris, you losing me. You losing me. I was halfway on your side. I've been halfway on your side. I was halfway on your side because I do believe you can run your house any way you want to. But the problem I had with you this week, Chris, was you took it from your house, your bedroom, your four walls, and you done brought it out to society, and now you done told women they can't even be managers because they too emotional. But the rest of your femininity crew, they was over there quiet. Chris, Lee, Aries over there. Lee was like, I ain't saying nothing. Just keep rubbing my feet. Lee said, I ain't saying nothing because I want my levels of dating paid for. I want to be able to go on a trip and just show up with nothing and buy everything there, so I ain't talking. And Katarina was like, yeah. I ain't trying to be over here. I'm holding no man up. And here go Janelle over here taking up for her a man that's in 1 year of entrepreneurship, saying, that's not going to make me masculine just because I'm going to be carrying all the weight. I guess she said, remember when she said, I want a man to be able to pick me up? The next man I date, I want him to be able to pick me up. She goes, if you can pick me up, I can pick up all these bills. I guess that's an exchange. There you go. That's the bargain. She goes, Quinton, I like your muscles because you can pick me up. And then what I'll do in exchange is I'll pick up all these bills. And Katarina says, I ain't doing neither. She says, I'm going to stay slim and trim so you can pick me up, and I ain't picking up none of these bills. Katarina said, I ain't going to gain all that weight. That way you can pick me up still, and then you can also pick up these bills too. Katarina said, you can pick me up and you can pick up these bills. But Chris went hard in on Jessica and said, Jessica, if she ain't careful, the way she like to argue and the way she likes to be combative, she going to be over there like a woman with a 60-year-old woman with a bunch of cats running around. Woo, he went hard in on her. He went hard in on her. No wonder these IG streets is full of Janelle and Jessica talking bad about Chris, because Chris gone in on these women. But even drunk Sierra had to agree with Chris. She said, oh, I agree with that. I agree with that. I don't want to pay no bills either. We know you don't want to pay no bills, Sierra. You want people buying you Birkin bags, and you just want to be able to tell jokes all day long. And then Janelle came in twisting the Bible again. She came in there twisting the Bible again. You know, Janelle loved to twist the Bible to fit what she wanted to say. This time she came up with some Bible talking about, I'm supposed to be a help me to the man. Got it, Janelle, I'm with you. And then she says, God wouldn't send me unless I could carry equal weight. I don't know, Janelle, I don't think that's in the Bible. I think you done added an addendum to the Bible. You done made the Bible. Janelle like to make the Bible fit whatever it is she want to do. Janelle just want to be able to justify how she don't have no problem paying all the bills with Quinton. Janelle, just say it. You don't have to say the Bible said it. Just like Janelle's talking about the Bible says she can't do yoga, the Bible says she can't do step class. The Bible says she can't do nothing. Now all of a sudden she says, but the Bible do say I can lift a man. The Bible do say I can carry a man with all my weight. Girl, the Bible don't say that. Girl, you're doing too much. Katarina said, no, that's not me. I don't believe in that. I ain't carrying no man. I ain't carrying no weight in no man. Woo, this exchange was funny. And that's when the sailor came out. That's when the sailor mouth came out and Janelle was letting it rip. Katarina said, you got a nasty attitude and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of your nasty attitude. I'm glad that Katarina got up and walked away. She got in her jab. She got in her jabs, but I was glad she got in and walked away. Because let me tell you, Janelle wasn't going to stop. Janelle wasn't going to stop because in Janelle's eyes, she had Katarina right where she likes to fight, down in the mud. Janelle liked to get down in the mud. She may not like to exercise, but she liked to roll around in the mud. She was talking about MFing and I'm the bee that's here right now and you're going to have to deal with me and this and that, this and that. Janelle is a ghetto. And they really missed it. They really missed it because all of a sudden, it was a fight about what Chris said. Chris was the one that said the little crazy stuff talking about women can't lead even in the work world. Chris was the one that said the whole crazy thing. But that next thing you know, instead of Janelle getting on Chris, she's up there fighting Katarina. She over there fighting Katarina. She only fighting Katarina because she's still mad that Katarina was pushing up on her man. She was waiting for Katarina to open up her mouth. Because if she really wanted to fight, she should have been fighting Chris because Chris was the one that said it. So next thing you know, Chris is all off the hook for what he said. Nobody's even talking to him no more. And now we got Janelle going in on Katarina and Janelle going back and forth. Why you let Chris off the hook? Then you got Lion Maurier jumping in with his belly. He tried to break it up with his belly. He put his belly in between the two of them and says, oh, I hate to see these two women fighting, especially with two women who are my connections. What? Maurier, Janelle ain't no connection and neither is Katarina. What the hell are you talking about? Another lie. I don't know. Who does Maurier think he is? It is so ridiculous to watch. Like I said, you got Sierra here talking about this done turned into VH1. No, it's done turned into Comedy Central. It has turned into Comedy Central when you got Maurier breaking up fights with his belly and then talking about, I hate to see this fight between two of my connections. So is everybody a connection for Maurier? Janelle, Jessica, Sierra, now Katarina too. Maurier, don't nobody want you. Nobody wants you. Sierra says she want a man, she want to marry, she want to be a family. I know she does. I can see it in Sierra's heart that she really does want it. She's just going about the whole wrong way. Sierra, you need to not go buy no Birkin bags. You need to spend that money on a dating coach. You need a dating coach, girl, because what you want and what you're doing and delivering, it don't add up. It doesn't add up. Ain't nobody buying what you buying. You talking about you want to open up, you want to be vulnerable, but all you do is tell jokes. Ain't no man want no comedian. No man wants to be a comedian. They can turn on Netflix and watch Chris Rock if they want to laugh. They don't want... They do not want this from a woman. She uses jokes to cover up her real insecurities. She need to go lay on the couch and figure out what her real insecurities are. I hope all these people go on Kojo because Kojo gonna ask the deep questions. I want to know who these real people are. I'm gonna need them to go on Kojo's channel because Kojo asks the real questions on these exit interviews. I don't want to hear no more interviews about surface level stuff. I don't want to hear no more interviews about surface level stuff. I want to hear some interviews about what's really going on. And I need to know what's going on with Sierra because Sierra hides behind jokes. She really don't want us to know who she is. We need to talk about it, Sierra. Mario says she's too much of a homie vibe. It's too much of a homie vibe. And he said, when I get up at 11:30 or 12 o'clock, I don't want to just hang out with my homie. He said, when I'm laying in the bed eating chicken wings and chicken drumsticks and hamburgers with no cheese on it, I want to be laying next to a woman I think is sexy. I don't want to be laying next to no woman who's my homie. He told Jessica this is her race to lose. Woo, Jessica, did you hear that, Jessica? Mario told you this is your race to lose. Mario has said, if you want me, you better come for me, girl, because it's going to be your race to lose. He said, let me go on out here and do some jump rope with Quinton and act like I jump rope every single day. I know Mario don't jump rope every single day. You know why? Because jump rope is actually very hard to do. It's a lot. You would lose weight if you jump rope. And if Mario jump roped as much as he's trying to make us believe he do, there's no way he'd have that big old belly. Absolutely not. Stop lying to us, Mario. Stop. stop lying to us, Marie. Stop lying to us. Chris and Kat had another little moment. They was bonding over their little African culture or whatever there. But Chris ain't interested in Kat. I think she's too tall. I think maybe she's too tall for him. I don't think, I think they vibe. I think they get along. I think they have some things in common. But I don't think, I'm not for sure Chris is looking at Katarina in that way. But when it was finally for this elimination round, when it was finally time for them to tell a woman, they chose Marie again, the messiest of them all. He lines up his two connections, Sierra and Jessica. He lines them up and tells Jessica, some of the men think you too combative. Messy Marie, he told his connection to his face, some of the men, I think you too combative. He didn't put no sugar on it, nothing. And when they told Jessica, oh, she's too combative, what did Jessica do? She came back combative. She said, what did you not gonna do? That's what I'm saying, Jessica. I don't think Jessica sees it. When someone says you're combative, do you think that your approach should be combative? When someone says you combative and then your response to being called combative, I don't think it should be combative. There's a way you could respond to someone calling you combative, but not make it combative. So when they said you combative, what Jessica said is what you not gonna do. First of all, that's combative. All she had to do was say, I don't believe that I'm combative. And if that's their opinion of me, that's too bad, but I don't think that I'm combative. That's a way that you can refute a claim, but not be combative when you do it. She says you're heinous, you rude, and you malicious. I'm telling you, Jessica, your delivery is all wrong, girl. You need a new delivery on your thoughts. Your thoughts may not always be wrong. Your thoughts may not always be bad, but your delivery of your thoughts, that's where the problem is. Jessica's so stuck that she thinks people wants to change who she is. Nobody's trying to change the essence of you. Just like she says, I don't want to talk sweet to no man just to talk sweet. Jessica is stubborn. She's stubborn. And that stubbornness rises up out of her so soon. And what she's not getting is no one is talking about that she's a bad person to her core. We're talking about the way that she expresses her emotions and her feelings. That's what needs to work. We're not trying to change her thoughts. We're not trying to change the way she thinks. We're trying to change the way she delivers any message she has to give. That is what Chris was saying. He never said she couldn't talk. He just said, I would like the way for you to change the way you say things to me. And she had a problem with it. And here, even when Marie said to her, some of the men think you're combative, she came back and said, what you not gonna do? Girl, what them friends from last week, come get Jessica, come get your girl, take her on a retreat and make her see this point I'm trying to say. Because I really don't want Jessica to be a 60-year-old woman with a bunch of cats. Because I'm gonna tell you, what Chris said, although it was rude, it was mean, it's not too far from the truth. It really isn't. It's not too far from the truth. And if she ends up being a 60-year-old woman surrounded by cats or dogs, it's not gonna be no fault but her own. It's gonna not be anybody's fault but her own, because she's a pretty woman, she's smart, she's intelligent, she's got a lot of things going for her. But if she lets this stubbornness of hers drag her down and put her down in the ground, it's not gonna be nobody's fault but hers, because people have told her, like I said, people aren't where they are because no one's ever told you. People are where you are because you didn't want to listen to nobody. There's lots of people who come around in your life to give you good advice and tell you that maybe you're not moving in the way you should, but you ignore it. You ignore it. So when I see people later on in life where they are, I don't have no empathy and sympathy for them, because you know what I know? I know that over the course of 50 years, 60 years, someone's come and told you. Someone has come and told you. So here is Jessica at her young age of 30 something. People have told her. I'm telling her. The men have told her. People have told her down in these comments. If she ends up being the 50 or 60-year-old woman who has disregarded what everybody has told her, that's her fault. That's her fault. If she wants to be stubborn to the day that she dies, that's going to be her fault. But I hope that's not where it ends. I hope that's not where it ends. But let me tell you, this episode was so funny to me. It was ready to love. It was ready to fight. Like Sierra said, it was VH1. It was Comedy Central. It was a bunch of things. But anyway, I hope y'all stuck with me to the end. If you stuck with me to the end, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Holler at me down in the comments. Let me know what you think. I appreciate you sticking with me to the end because I know this was a long video. Maybe I'll break it up and do little snippets along the way. But that's it, y'all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.